All right, so we are not going to complete all of chapter 22. So there won't be a test. We will complete 3 sections, and each will have an assignment associated with it, so, one last opportunity to earn some points. So the first lesson in chapter 22 deals with the idea of ratios and rates. A ratio is a comparison of two numbers, often written as a fraction. There are other ways to write ratios, but we're going to focus on them as fractions. So a fraction is a ratio. Equivalent ratios are ratios that name the same comparison. They're equivalent fractions. And we did this all the way back in chapter 4, I believe. Might have even been 3. But something like 1/2 and 2/4. Two fractions that say the exact same thing. One would simplify into the other. A rate is a ratio that compares two quantities with different units of measurement. So something like 37 miles per gallon. Okay, the numerator has a unit of measurement, the denominator has a unit of measurement, and they are different. A unit rate is a rate where the second quantity, the denominator, is 1. In order to turn a rate into a unit rate, all we have to do is the division that we're shown. Remember, a fraction means division. So if I'm shown, like, say, 40 miles per divided by over, however you want to think about that, 40 miles over 2 gallons, the unit rate, I would divide 40 in 2. The unit rate would be 20 miles per gallon. So, you're going to be asked to write equivalent ratios. So, the way I would do this is say, okay, does the ratio you were given simplify? Well, 3/4 doesn't simplify. So, start doing multiples of 3/4. Multiply them both by 2. 3/4 is the same as 6/8. Multiply 3 and 4 both by 3. It is the same as 9/12. You could keep going. You could do 12/16, 15/20, so on and so on and so on. I would ask for my own sanity that you keep the numbers simple. Equivalent ratios for 4/8. Does 4/8 simplify? Yes. That is 1/2. Now, using the simplified version, start giving me multiples. So if I multiply both of those by 2, I get 2/4. Could also do like 3/6, 5/10, 6/12, so on and so on and so on. So equivalent ratios we've done before. There's nothing new there, guys. Example, write as a rate, then simplify it to a unit rate. Okay. A hummingbird beats its wings 420 times in 6 seconds. So it's 420 beats in 6 seconds, and we write that as a fraction. That is a rate. 420 is beats, 6 is seconds. Those are different things. I know it says 420 times, but I don't want to use the word times because what is it doing? It's beating its wings. That's why we're going to use beats. Simplify this to a unit rate. What that means is grab your calculator and do 420 divided by 6. You'll get 70. That is beats per second. That's all it is, guys. A rate is two numbers that have different units of measurement, and a unit rate means divide them. Which is faster? A hummingbird that flies 210 miles in 7 hours, or a goose that flies 165 miles in 3 hours? And I'm suggesting you find the unit rate for each. So, we'll have our hummingbird, we'll have our goose. Our hummingbird flies 210 miles in 7 hours. So how far does it fly in 1 hour? Just divide. 210 divided by 7 is 30 miles per hour. Our goose flies 165 miles in 3 hours. So again, we're going to divide. And 165 divided by 3, you're probably reaching for a calculator, I don't blame you, is 33 miles per hour. It is 33 miles per hour. So which is faster? The goose is faster.